Just a regular, easy, quick recipe we're gonna do for you guys today. And I wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. And between ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Valentine's Day to you guys. And as I said before, happy Monday to everyone. Thank you guys for your continuous support. Thank you guys a lot. Without you guys, as I said before, Selvin Kitchen wouldn't be nothing today. So thank you guys a lot for your support, for your continued support, for your continued guidance, for your continued advice. Thank you guys a lot for that. So in Selvin Kitchen, guys, today we're gonna look at no meat at all, no type of meat we're gonna look at for today. Today we're gonna look at a nice pumpkin with plantain cooked on with coconut milk. It's a beautiful recipe we're gonna do today, guys. Lovely recipe. Sometimes you don't feel like you want to eat meat. Sometimes you feel like you want to do something different. So that's what we're gonna do today in Selvin Kitchen. No meat day. Sometimes you have to have no meat. You don't feel like you want to have meat every day. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. So thank you a lot to come in today. I want to say a big shout out to everyone. Happy Mondays. And guys, I go to the barber shop today and have a haircut and have a shave. From the other day, I did want to go to the barber shop and I go there a couple times and the guy did full up, so I have to turn back. So I want to say mega shout out to you, my lady. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your family and everyone and your friends. So big shout out to you guys. Happy Valentine's Day again. So as I said before, guys, I'm gonna do a very easy, quick recipe for you guys today. Maybe you guys at home, you're sitting down, you wonder what you want to eat today. You don't feel like to eat meat. You have a lot of people don't eat meat, don't eat no farmer meat at all. So you guys can look up for this recipe for them. Okay? So what we're gonna do now, guys, we have 3 plantain over here. What we're gonna do, we have 3 plantain and we have a piece of pumpkin, but we ain't gonna use all of this pumpkin. We're gonna use half of this pumpkin, and we have some bell pepper, we have some red, and then we have some yellow bell pepper. We're gonna use 1 medium size white onion. We have 3 cloves of garlic, and we have some chili here. We have some bird chili. We're gonna use around 6 of them, and we're gonna use a little piece of leek. We're gonna cut this leek in 2. So we are using no spring onion today. We're gonna use leek. Using leek from the other day. I've never used it for the last. I never see it. I always see it and I wonder what it tastes like when it's selling in the supermarket or in the market. And for the last 2 months, I started to use it. I started to eat it, and it's quite nice. I'm gonna do a recipe with that as well. We have a steamer here where we're gonna steam our pumpkin. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna cut off a piece of the pumpkin. So ain't gonna use all of this pumpkin. I'm gonna do a recipe with this pumpkin soon. As I said, guys, when you go to the market and you want to get pumpkin, make sure you get a nice piece of pumpkin. The color is nice, bright. And this color is not too bad. A good piece of pumpkin. So this piece of pumpkin, I'm gonna put that up. But before we do anything else, we're gonna turn on the stove because we're gonna steam our pumpkin. We're gonna off steam the pumpkin, not fully steam the pumpkin. We're gonna off steam the pumpkin. So after we off steam the pumpkin, then we're gonna put the pumpkin in the coconut milk with the plantain and the leek. But before we do now, we're just gonna peel our pumpkin. You know, this pumpkin over here, guys, is quite tough to cut. And generally, normally, the pumpkin seed, I really keep them and I plant them, but my garden space now is limited. So I'm gonna keep a couple of these pumpkin seed. I'm gonna try see if they can come up. I'm gonna sow them in a pot. And maybe you never know, maybe we had pumpkin for the summer. So I'm gonna save a couple of them. So right now what I'm gonna do now, guys, I'm just gonna take out the middle of the pumpkin, because we don't want to use the middle of the pumpkin, because the middle of the pumpkin is the belly of the pumpkin. Without any the pumpkin seed and everything like that. So I want to say a mega shout out to everyone. Again, happy Monday. Happy New Year again to everyone, and thank you guys a lot to support Selvin Kitchen, guys. I really appreciate you guys a lot to give me the love and give me the support, because without you guys, as I said, Selvin Kitchen will be nothing, guys. I went to the barber shop today, guys, and I cut my hair, guys. We have some dirt on the pumpkin, so we're gonna do wash off the dirt off the pumpkin first before we peel it. It's been around 2.5 months now, guys. I don't cut my hair. And I say today, I have to cut my hair today. I have to cut off some of the hair off the face. My face, it look like, as I said before, like a wild wolf. So I have to cut off some of the hair off the face. So I look around 5 years younger, guys. I look around 5 years younger. So generally what I'm going to do now, guys, so me know the pot over here with the pumpkin, with the water, and I turn on that stove really low. Now we're just going to peel the pumpkin, because we don't want to use the pumpkin skin. It's optional. If you eat pumpkin skin, guys, you can. I used to eat pumpkin skin like when I was in Jamaica, but these pumpkin skin over here, you cannot really trust them, because they're gonna spray them with a lot of chemical to kill all of those plagues. So you cannot trust these pumpkin skin. When I was much younger, then they used to just cut the pumpkin, wash off the pumpkin, and just boil the pumpkin. We eat anything. We just eat up all of the pumpkin skin and it come like nothing. But over here now, most of these pumpkin and these things don't grow in this country. So there's a lot of insect going around, so they have to use a lot of chemical, a lot of fertilizer. So we have to wash our food properly. So the pumpkin now, we're just going to cut it in two. So as I said before, guys, thank you for your continued support, and thank you guys for your... Guys, please give me a thumbs up. And thank you guys a lot for your continued support. Support Selvin Kitchen, guys. It will be a lot to me, because I'm going to say big shout out to all of my old subscribers them from day 1 to day 2. Mega shout out to you guys. And a mega shout out to all of my new subscribers them as well. Welcome to the family, guys. Without you guys, Selvin Kitchen will be nothing. So as I said before, guys, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Without you guys, Selvin Kitchen will be nothing. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, before I do anything else with the pumpkin, I'm just gonna cut up that pumpkin, and I'm ready to put on the onion and the bell pepper and the coconut as yet. So let's get these out of the way first, and then after we can do it. As I said before, guys, this is a really quick live I'm doing today, not a long video I'm doing. Tomorrow I'm gonna do something different, but today I don't feel like to eat no meat. Today I just feel like to eat something different. I was eating meat all week, some curry chicken the other day, and then I do some seafood. Should I do a video about that? I'm gonna do a video soon with the mixed seafood. Do a nice recipe with that. So I'm gonna do a video with that. But today I just feel like I don't want no meat to eat. Don't know if you guys ever get up and just feel like you just want no rice, you don't feel like to eat no meat, you don't feel like to eat no pasta, you don't feel like to eat nothing like that. As I said before, like people who don't eat meat, or people eat meat, you can look up for this recipe same way. It's a very easy recipe. Maybe you have somebody at home who don't eat meat and you want to look up for something different for them. You can look up for a recipe like this. It's not really a hard recipe. You guys can test out the recipe. I have a video to post soon. I think I'm gonna post it next one day in this week. I do a nice banana cake. The recipe is coming out. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, I'm gonna add the pumpkin in my steamer. So I ain't gonna boil the pumpkin. I'm just gonna half steam that pumpkin. I'm gonna add in no salt to that. Just gonna steam it. Yes, gonna put on the lid on that. And I'm just gonna steam my pumpkin. So let me get these out of the way. So happy Valentine's Day to everyone, guys. This Valentine's Day is not for lady only, it's for man as well. I remember back in the days when I was growing up in Jamaica, Valentine's Day, and people dressing in red and white. Everybody put on them best suit, them best white pants, or them red shirt, or them red pants and a white shirt, anything like that. And everybody gone out downtown. You know that Valentine night, I don't know if people still doing that tradition, wear red and white. But when I was growing up, everybody used to dress in red and white. Drop me a comment, guys, if anybody remember those days when we used to go out in the Jamaican on the chat, when we used to go out and dress in red and white. You guys can drop me a comment and let me know. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you guys a lot for the 5 million people in the house. So alright guys, what we're going to do now, we're going to clean up our onion. Then we're going to clean up with the leek. We're going to cut them up. We're going to slice them up. Then we're going to brown them off. Then after we brown them off, we're going to add some coconut milk. That we're going to season up our coconut milk properly. And that we're going to do. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to clean up our onion. So we're going to clean up our onion. So I'm using no green bell pepper today. I'm using no orange bell pepper. Because the pumpkin is already of that color. So I'm using a red and a yellow bell pepper today. So mega shout out to everyone who support Valentine's Day, everybody look after Valentine's Day, everybody, a lot of people don't really believe in Valentine's Day, a lot of people don't really do it. So anybody who do it, who celebrate Valentine's Day, big shout out to you guys a lot. And if you still don't support Valentine's Day, believe in it, big shout out to you as well. We have to shout out to everyone. I know some people don't really celebrate Christmas and don't really celebrate like New Year's and all of those stuff. So we're just gonna clean out the seed of the bell pepper. Normally, guys, this seed, you can buy one bell pepper if you live in a tropical country, even if you live in a cold country, but sometimes we have winter. This seed out of this bell pepper, get a pot with some topsoil in it, I had this seed in it. This one bell pepper you can give it like 100, maybe 100 bell pepper sucker. I'm gonna do a video with it very soon. You guys can see where I'm gonna plant my seed into a pot, sow them into a pot, and when they pop up, I'm gonna transplant them outside. I'm gonna buy some flowers pot. And normally we don't have the space outside on the back, so I'm gonna buy some pot. I'm gonna plant some bell pepper. Every summer now, guys, I always plant some bell pepper and some tomato. But I move now, and my space what I live now is limited. So I have half of red bell pepper. I'm gonna use no more than half. I'm just gonna wash them. I'm gonna wash my green pepper, red pepper. And I have some garlic here, guys. I have around 3 cloves of garlic. What I'm gonna use. So I'm just cleaning up the garlic. I don't know. This is a very easy, quick recipe today. Not really a long recipe I'm doing today, guys. So you guys can follow this recipe and tell me what you think. I'm just gonna grate the garlic. But before I grate the garlic, I'm gonna cut up my onion. Now half moon way. Whatever way you wanna cut up the onion is up to you. I want to shout out to one of my good friend, Korea Mama. I think it was her birthday yesterday. So mega shout out to you, my lady, and I wish you a many more birthdays to come. I wish you long life, health and strength. Anyone have a birthday yesterday, our birthday today. Happy birthday to you guys. From Selvin Kitchen, I wish you guys long life, health and strength, prosperity to 2022. So I wish you guys a lot. Health and strength come first anyhow, without anything else. So I'm gonna add in my white onion in that. And then what I'm gonna do now, just gonna grate the garlic. Guys, my head feels much lighter. Cut off the much a year was on my head. I thought, oh my god. I don't know why I didn't go to the barber shop a long time, but I've been there a couple times and the barber shop did close. Then I've been there again, and quite a few times I go there and it did have a lot of people in it, so I don't really want to go there with so much people in it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna scrape up this garlic, and then I'm gonna add some olive oil to that. But before we have in the olive oil, we're gonna cut off a little piece off of this leek. I'm gonna use half of that. Just gonna use a little piece of it, because it's quite a lot. Just gonna wash it. Let me change my knife for that. Let me get a sharper knife. So mega shout out to you guys today who come in Selvin Kitchen, guys. Thank you guys for your continued support. As I said before, thank you guys a lot. And if you guys can give me a thumbs up as you come in, it help a lot. If you guys continue to give me a thumbs up, let me change this a bit, guys. Sorry about that. Let me zoom up on this a bit. You guys can see what I'm doing. I think that is perfect. And what I'm gonna do now, guys, we're just gonna cut up this leek here. But before I cut it up, let me give this surrounding a little bit of clean. Get most of this out the way. As I said, I like to, when I'm cooking, guys, I like to clean at the same time. Alright, so this is the leek, guys. Right here. So we're just gonna cut it up small. As I say, guys, you can drop me a comment and let me know if you guys ever have a leek before. I always see it, and as I said before, guys, I always wonder what it tastes like. And I start to eat it on the other day, and I get fall in love with it. You don't really have a strong smell like spring onion. You have a slightly taste and a slightly little smell like spring onion, but you don't have the strong smell like a spring onion that just kick off with you as you start to cut it. Or you eat that in the pot, the smell rise up same thing. No, this don't really stay like that. We're gonna do a 10 minutes video or a 15 minutes videos very soon about this. I'm gonna do a recipe with this. You guys can look out for that recipe. I think maybe I do that tomorrow, but I ain't gonna do no live with this recipe. I'm gonna try and do even one live a week, guys. Every week I try to do even one. A lot of people moaning, oh, you're doing too much live. Give us a break. Give us a time to watch the videos them. So I'm gonna try and cut down on the amount of live I'm doing. So I'm gonna try and do even one live a week. I wanna go out and do some video outside. I go to some place and buy some food and sit down and eat those food. You guys can see me. Alright, now we're gonna add in some olive oil in that, just a bit of olive oil. But before we do that, we're gonna light the stove here. Give it a touch of olive oil. Just this style the bottom of the pot. We don't want too much oil in that pot. And the pepper now. So this pepper now we're gonna do now. We're just gonna cut off the stem off of the pepper. We ain't gonna use the stem. So I already washed this pepper already. So the pumpkin over there coming down, steaming down nicely. And we're gonna cut up the red bell pepper, guys. So we ain't gonna add in the bell pepper and the pepper as yet. So we're gonna use half of that yellow bell pepper. Give that a nice stir there. If you see in the pot, guys, see it's a limited but a oil in it. We don't want to put so much oil in that. Just to grease the pot bottom. Because the less oil you can use, it's better for you. I don't really cook with a lot of oil. Let that stay right there. Then we're gonna season up our pot in a second. But we're just gonna brown this off first. Then we have our pumpkin over here coming down nicely. Then we have our plantain. This plantain a little bit ripe, but I don't think it's too ripe. We're just gonna peel our plantain. Let me change this one and see if I get a harder one. Buy some plantain the other day and then it'll ripe up so quickly, guys. But But when you have plantain ripe up so quickly, don't really throw them away. You can have a lot of different type of use. You can look up a plantain cake. You can look up a plantain fritters. So you can do a lot of different stuff with plantain. Like now, I ain't gonna fry this plantain because this plantain it look a bit too ripe to fry. So I'm gonna look for them a different way today. So right now, we're just gonna add in some garlic powder, some all-purpose seasoning in that. So now we're gonna season up our pot now. We're not really adding the coconut milk as yet, guys. We're just gonna season up our pot first before we add in the coconut milk. We add in some all-purpose seasoning and some. We're adding onion already, but we're still gonna sprinkle a touch of onion powder in that to give it another extra kick with that onion powder. And then we have some garlic powder here. We're gonna add in a little pinch of garlic powder. Then we have some lemon and garlic and onion season, but this season is quite strong, guys. If you're using this season, just put a little pinch like that. You don't want to put too much. It's a very strong season with the lemon in it. You don't want to add in too much of that season and take away the taste, take away the texture and everything like that. Then we're gonna add in a bit of pepper. Turn on our fire, give it a nice stir. Wow, you can smell that already. And then we're gonna add in a bit of salt. Crack my window a bit. Give it a nice stir. Then what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna add some water to that. We're gonna add a pinch of half a cup of water. So we'll turn the back of our stove, and right now we're just gonna check our pumpkin. You may note that our pumpkin has been steaming away from we start this video. So we're gonna check our pumpkin. Use a fork and stick the pumpkin like that to give it a check. Give it another 5 minutes, let that go on steam. What we're gonna do now, guys, we're gonna add some in a second, let me get this. Some oyster sauce and some oyster sauce. We're gonna add some oyster sauce in it. And some soy sauce. So I already run a teaspoon each of oyster sauce and soy sauce. So we're gonna give that a nice stir there. And now we're just gonna add in 2 tablespoons of coconut powder. 2.5 tablespoons of coconut powder. If you don't have the coconut powder, it's optional. You can use the coconut milk instead of the coconut powder. We're gonna add in 2.5 tablespoons of coconut powder. We're just gonna add it in straight in the pot like that. Because as soon as that coconut powder touch that heat, it starts to melt. So you don't have to mix it up if you don't want. But if you want to mix it up with some warm water, add it in. It's optional. You can do that if you want. But for the time being, I'm adding 2.5 tablespoons of coconut powder. And I give that a nice mix there. Then we're gonna add in a little pinch of turmeric. Just to give it that color, guys. We ain't gonna add in too much turmeric. We're just gonna add in a pinch of turmeric in that. So there's no curry powder we're using. We're just using 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. So we're gonna just give it a little nice little taste now. Put it in our hand, give it a nice taste. Wow! Wow! The flavor in this, guys, I'm telling you, my beautiful people. Beautiful flavor. A bit of pinch more water in there. The flavor in this, I'm telling you. Alright, now we're gonna add in our plantain. So we'll cut them in 2, then we'll slice them down like that. Then we're gonna add in our plantain. Let that cook right down with our plantain. Remember, this plantain is not green plantain, so it don't really hard to cook, guys. So just cut our plantain in 2. We'll sink it right down. You want all of that sauce soak right into that plantain. You want all of that coconut milk juice to soak right between the plantain. So that's how we cut our plantain in 2. As I said before, guys, this is not a really hard recipe. You guys can try this recipe. Tell me how this recipe turned out. So I'm gonna check that pumpkin one more time. And then I'm gonna add my pumpkin in a minute. See, the pumpkin is half cooked, not fully cooked. I'm looking for a nice one of my small spoon here, but I cannot find it. Give me a second here, guys. One of my favorite spoon. Oh, I find it. I find my baby. I find my baby. So just add some of this sauce on top of this plantain. You want to get those plantain right down in it. You want everything to cook properly. So we'll just add some of the sauce right over this plantain. Remember, this don't really take long to cook, guys. This is a really easy because the plantain is already ripe already. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna switch my pot and my burner. So the pumpkin now, that's gonna turn off that pumpkin. Put the pumpkin over here. And I'm just gonna switch my pot at the front so I can move properly what I'm doing. So the pumpkin is right here, guys. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna throw up this water off of that pumpkin. I don't want the steam off of that water to overcook that pumpkin. Wow, see the pumpkin? The pumpkin already ready. You can give it a nice little stir around like that. And then mix around all of that juice, everything. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna add in our bell pepper and the green pepper. On top, I ain't gonna cut up the green pepper, I'm just gonna add them in same way, just for a little bit of color, the flavor. Just gonna give that on top. And right now, we're just gonna take our time. Just gonna turn out our pumpkin on top, like that. Just gonna sink them up like that. Like that, we're gonna use some of the juice. We're gonna get some of the juice. Spinning around. This plantain already done cook already, you know, guys. I'm telling you. This is a very easy recipe we're doing. It's not a long recipe we're doing. We don't want to store it too much because we don't want to break up the pumpkin too much. So we're just gonna put the lid on that. Gonna add some of that juice on top. Let me see if you guys can see what I'm doing properly right there. So let me turn on this a bit there, guys, right there. Perfect. Perfect. You guys can see properly what I'm doing right there, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is, guys, I'm gonna add some of the sauce. Turn on the fire a bit. Add some of the sauce right over that pumpkin. Let that coconut sauce marinate that pumpkin right through. Wow, look at that already. That looks tasty, guys. You don't want to put in too much water when you look at a recipe like this, guys. You want to take your time and let a recipe like this take in one time and cook. You don't want to add in too much water because you don't want everything to break right up. Beautiful recipe. I'm looking out for a lid. I'm gonna put a lid on that. Alright, so meanwhile that over there is steaming down, I'm just gonna tidy up some of these. What I have over here. So I want to say a big shout out to everyone who come in today and show Shelvin the love. Even if I have 1 people, 2 people, thank you guys for your continued support and thank you guys for your love. Same way. As I said before, without you guys, Shelvin Kitchen would be nothing. So thanks a lot, guys. So just we're gonna give that 5 minutes there to that cook down properly, and then we're just gonna tidy up over here. So big shout out to everyone who come in today to Shelvin Kitchen. Give me a second here, guys. 1 minute. Yes, my beautiful people, so what we're gonna do now though, guys. Meanwhile that over there is steaming down, I'm just gonna wash up some of these dirty dishes. As I said before, guys, a clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. So I want to say mega shout out to you, my lady. Thank you for coming. Thank you a lot. And thank you to keep on support Selvin Kitchen with you and your family and your friends. Thank you a lot. And happy Valentine's Day to you and your friends and family. So I'm just gonna tidy up. You know that is steaming down there nicely, guys. Just gonna wash up some of these stuff over here. Get them out the way. A clean kitchen is a happy kitchen, guys. As I said before, guys, when I'm cooking, I don't like to see a lot of dirty dishes, a lot of dirty things all over the kitchen. It looks so untidy. That is my opinion. So me know the pot over there is cooking on nicely. Give it another 5 minutes, and you're ready to come off. So I want to say a big shout out to everyone who run my playlist for me, who run my silent videos for me. Thank you a lot, my friend. Thank you guys a lot, 100%. Thank you guys a lot. Anybody who run them for me, I really appreciate you guys. You guys really help out a lot. I can see the difference. I can see the difference in my watch time and everything like that, people. So thank you guys a lot. So just gonna look on that pot one more time, guys. Wow, look at that. That is coming down nicely, guys. Nicely. It's not every day you wake up, people, and you want to eat meat, you want to eat meat. Sometimes you must have a day where you don't want to eat no form of meat at all. So that's what I feel like today. I don't feel like to eat no meat. Alright guys, so I finished wash up these stuff over here. Just gonna look on this one more time. Wow, that look beautiful. That's gonna come off in a minute. But let me get pack back some of these stuff in the fridge. So thank you guys again. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone who support Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine to you and your friends and family from Selvin Kitchen, guys. So let me move that camera again, guys, and look into this pot. This pot is coming down nicely right here. Let me tilt it a bit. Sorry guys, what is shaking on this camera? Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at that, my people. Wow, look at that. This is finished, my people. This is finished. That is finished, dear guys. I'm telling you, it's an easy recipe. It's not really a hard recipe we're doing, guys. Something's very easy, very quick. Sometimes you don't want to get up every day and do that long cooking. You just want to get something easy and done. So that's why I get up and say, which recipe should I do today? And I said, alright, let me get up and do an easy recipe for my people. It's a Valentine's Day weekend, and some people do a lot of big cooking, a lot of big this, but today I said I ain't gonna do no big cooking. I'm gonna do a easy, small recipe, not really a big recipe. So you guys can check out this recipe and let me know what you think about it. As I said again, mega shout out to everyone. I'm gonna shout out to everyone across the world who keep on support Selvin Kitchen. And if you guys can share me out, share this live really on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook, on your YouTube. Thank you guys a lot for your continued support. Without you guys, Selvin Kitchen would be nothing. We're coming a long way, guys. We're coming a long way. And you guys stick by Selvin Kitchen together for a long time. And they said, in the tunnel, it must be light. And I believe in that strongly. In the tunnel, it must be light, my people. So what I gotta do now, guys, I'm just gonna get a plate. I'm gonna share some of that because I am so hungry. So I'm gonna get a spoon, and then I'm gonna dish out some of this. So this is all finished now, my people. This is all finished. So I'm gonna add a piece of pumpkin here, guys. With a nice piece of plantain. Another piece of pumpkin there. So you guys can check out this recipe and tell me what you think about this recipe. It's not really a hard recipe to do. And directly, if you do this, you want some of that pepper on the top of that. Another piece of pumpkin. We need some of that sauce. Show on top of that, guys. You don't want our sauce too much sauce in it. So we make sure it cook right down. You want to get a lot of flavor from that coconut. Everything like that. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. This is nice. So as I said, mega shout out to you guys again from Selvin Kitchen and family. Mega shout out and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. If you guys don't drink too much, if you guys are going to work tomorrow, Don't drink too much, guys. I remember work tomorrow. We don't want nobody to lose their job. So don't drink too much. So I'm just gonna move over this, guys. We're gonna sit and enjoy this nice little recipe right here. What I do today, it's not really a big recipe, a long recipe. As I said, you guys can check out this recipe and tell me what you think. About this recipe, okay? So this is all finished, my people. This is all finished. It's a very easy recipe I do today in Selvin Kitchen. Not really a long recipe, and something very quick. If you guys at home, maybe your grandmother, your grandfather, your husband, your wife, your brother, your niece, your nephew, your kids, anybody, and you decide you want to cook something different today, you want to surprise your family, check out this recipe. It's a very easy recipe to do. Okay? But before we do anything, let's bless our food. Thank you, loving gracious Father, what you provide today. Thank you to give me the strength. Thank you to give me the know-how that I can prepare this recipe. Please let this food bless my body, cherish my body, and strengthen my body. In Jesus' Christ's name, amen. God, we have a bless our food, guys. But the first thing we're going to do now, we're just going to go into that pumpkin. We're going to, if you see the pumpkin, it's not too soft, not too hard, just right. That's how we put our pumpkin in our steamer. To steam up a bit. With that coconut juice and that pumpkin. Beautiful. Number one, I never put in no hot chili in this one. So if you want to put in hot chili in this one, it's optional. It's up to you guys. So you can put in hot chili if you want. I'm happy with that plantain. I know the plantain a little bit too ripe, but it's okay. It's hot. But the texture in that plantain soak right through that coconut milk. It's beautiful. And if you see the texture with that coconut milk, it's not too thick, it's not too runny, it's just the right texture. God, the thicker you get it, it's better for you. You have more flavor come out in it. Those green chili, I didn't cut them up because I don't want them. Sometimes you get them and they look a bit too hot. I didn't want them to explode over the food and take out all of the taste, all of the seasoning out of the food. So I keep them whole. But look a bit spicy, but it's okay. So I didn't really cut them up. As you bite it, you can feel that spice in the back of your throat. You can use the same green chili if you want, but if you kind of take spice, just put them in the same way like I do them. But if you can take a lot of spice, you can cut them up and put them in. Like I bite this one, I can feel the heat down my throat already. It's kicking up that heat. And the pumpkin is so beautiful, I'm telling you. With that coconut milk. With a nice ripe plantain. That's beautiful, guys. Something really different. If you're at home and you don't have any meat, you cannot go to the meat market. Maybe somebody's sick or rain falling, the snow falling. You can look up a same recipe like this. You don't have to have, even if you don't have any coconut milk, you still can season up your pot same way and look up at the same recipe. So it's many different ways you can look up at this recipe. It's not one way. You can add a piece of saltfish in it as well if you want. A piece of salt mackerel. But something different. No rice, no pasta, no flour, nothing like that. It's something really, really different, and I really enjoy this nice, beautiful recipe here. The bite out of this chili again is chili. It's nearly you come to the head of the chili. It's quite hot. Wow. Beautiful recipe, guys. Anybody try this recipe? Send me a little video. My email address is there, and let me know how this recipe turned out. Even if you want to do this recipe, you still can do the recipe. If you want to add 2 pieces of potato in it, it's optional. It's up to you guys if you want to add 2 pieces of potato, but besides, I don't want no potato or nothing like that. You know this recipe here today. As I said, guys, I like to cook, and when I finish cook, I like to sit down and show you guys how the food turn out. If I enjoy the food, if I don't enjoy the food, I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna hide from you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. If I don't enjoy it, I'm gonna say, maybe I should have had a little bit more of this. Maybe I should have had a little bit more of that. So that's why when I finish cook, I like to sit down and eat and show you guys what I do. If food don't taste good, I'm gonna tell you say it don't taste good. I ain't telling no lie. Because not all the time you're gonna cook your food, and your food gonna come out excellent. Your food gonna come out beautiful and taste nice. You still try your best. So that's why I don't really add in so much salt when I'm cooking. I really add in a bit first. And then after I add in a bit of salt, I really taste it. If you need any more, you add a little bit more salt in later on. But don't add in too much salt at one time. Because the prefer you put in less salt more than more salt. Because if you put in too much salt, you cannot eat your food. But if you put in less salt, you can add a little bit more salt to that later. And if you're using oyster sauce and soy sauce, the both of them together combined, some of them they're having a little bit of salt in it, so be careful. If you're using the all-purpose season and the soy sauce and the oyster sauce, be careful how you put in your salt. You don't want to add in so much salt in it. Because the both of them having salt in it, so you have to just be careful how you add in your salt. When you had the both of them in, and the all-purpose season, anything like that, you can just taste it. If you need a little bit more salt, you can add a little bit more salt, but just be careful when you're using those type of season. But I'm telling you, as soon as you put the plantain and the pumpkin in your mouth, everything just melt right out. You ain't spitting out no bone, you ain't chewing up nothing like that. The plantain and the pumpkin together combined. Look at that. We didn't have no curry sauce to this, people. We just had a little quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric. You know that turmeric don't have no taste. But you don't want to add in too much turmeric. Just quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric, and it's good to go. It's a nice sauce. Texture is right. The flavor is right. When you finish this one, all you need is a good cup of tea, and you're good to go. You don't want nothing more. So I want to say Happy Valentine's Day to everyone again. All the ladies them, all the gents them, Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I'm telling you guys, this is Beautiful. I have one more green chili here. See the chili, I put them in. I never put them in when I'm putting the onion and the garlic and everything like that. I really put them in because I wanted that little bit of crunch. It's optional if you want to use vegetable oil or any type of cooking oil is for your preference. But I use a bit of olive oil today. I'm telling you, that green chili, as soon as you bite it, it just flavor just hit your mouth just like that. Wow. Beautiful recipe, guys. Beautiful. That chili put fire in my mouth already, guys. I'm telling you. Woo. I'm telling you, but sauce in this, the gravy. Beautiful sauce. Woo. You want to throw none of that? That was nice, people. That was nice. Really enjoyed that one. I give myself a thumbs up for that. Pardon. So thank you guys for coming serving kitchen today. Thank you guys to show me the love. Even if I have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people, thank you guys for your continued love. Thank you guys for your continued support. And end of the day, we are one big family. Without you guys, serving kitchen will be nothing. So thank you guys. You guys can see my hair. The nice haircut today. I cut off some of my hair with the towel like that, like Dan King. With the afro hair like that. I give myself a nice little cut today, a nice little shape up. So I look around 5 years younger. So thank you guys a lot to support Selvin Kitchen. And without you guys, would be nothing. So thank you guys for your continued support. For the 4 million people in the house, big shout out to you guys. I'm going to show my ear a bit on my face. Yep, right there. Here we are, people. So I have a little bit of a haircut today. Cut my ear a bit. But my face it look like, and I cut off some of the beard and everything like that. Tell me, but I look more younger, people. I look a little bit younger. Yep, I know I do. So happy Valentine's Day to you guys, and a big shout out to you and your family. Thank you guys a lot to support Selvin Kitchen. Without you guys, we'll be nothing today. As I said before, if you're watching my video and you don't hit that subscribe button, one day I'm gonna do a video, I'm gonna catch you. But you're free to join the family, no charge. Then I have a lot of things to do on my YouTube platform, because in the day tunnel must be light. So keep on watching my videos, guys, and keep on sharing me around and keep on giving me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Tomorrow we're gonna do something. So happy Valentine's Day to everyone, and a big shout out to everyone from Selvin Kitchen. Okay, my beautiful people. So I will see you guys tomorrow. A lot of love and respect from Selvin Kitchen. Bye, guys.